Welcome to the Home Building Hub, your essential podcast guide to building your new home. Hosted by industry experts Colin Bischoff and Darren Brennan, this conversational podcast will help better educate you about all things new home building so you can avoid costly mistakes and enjoy your building experience to the fullest, no matter which home builder you choose.
Hey guys, before we kick off on the episode, I want to introduce you to a new phase of the Home Building Hub. We have decided to go back to school, that is SKOOL. We've created a community based on the back of a podcast we've been running for so long now. We've created a community for you, for all home buyers to jump in and get access to a whole range of tools, checklists, information, and most importantly, find other home buyers in there so you can follow people's journeys, you can share your own journey, and we're excited to build the most trusted community that is independent and objective in the whole country. So get in there, it's skoolschool.com. Look up Home Building Hub, download the app, come and say hi, and we will see you in there. Hey there, folks. Welcome to the Home Building Hub. You're with Colin and co-host Darren Brennan. As always, I've been informed he's the handsome one out of the group just recently, but that's okay.
Thanks, Cole.
We can allow for that. Darren, this weekend, we're going to go to a little thing called the Melbourne Home Show, and we're going to have a podcast or an audience there. We're going to talk a little bit of information with, talking about the Help to Buy scheme. And what we thought we'd do first, though, is talk about the Melbourne Home Show 2026 coming this weekend, just to give people who are not aware that it's actually rocking and rolling this weekend to come out and have a look, because it's got some pretty cool stuff. And what we're going to do is get Regan, who's the Exhibition Director.
Yeah.
we prefer to refer to her as the head honcho. So when she flies down, everyone, you look out. So we've got Regan here from the Melbourne Home Show just to help us understand when it is, what it is, how, all those sorts of things, what you can expect, and also reveal a couple of things you can get out of the event, prizes and so on and so forth. So Daz, how you going today, buddy? You good?
Yeah, going great, mate. Yeah, really good. And I guess this is a bit of a bonus episode for us, Cole. So we really appreciate Regan jumping on board and being able to give our listeners an opportunity to learn a little bit more about the home show. I must say, I went to last year's and we found it fantastic. Went along and bought a spa and spent plenty of dollars. And the guys at can't remember, the Alpine Spas, that was them. I think they're at this year's show as well. I looked at the exhibition list earlier and they were fantastic to deal with. So it was, there's a bit of a plug for those guys, but my spa's fantastic. And we went there with one aim in mind, which was to buy a spa, and we did that. And there was so much to enjoy about the show. But maybe we fire some of these questions at you, Regan, and tell us. So how long's the show itself been running?
Many years. So in different states, different amount of time. But 30 years under the EEA brand, which is fantastic. And it's one of Australia's longest running home building and home improvement events that we try and improve upon year on year. We do have multiple events a year across Australia. So two a year in Melbourne, which is fantastic. Also 2 a year in Sydney and Brisbane, and 1 over in Perth. And I think the biggest thing is it gives more than 100 exhibitors per event that are solely focused on products and services from the home improvement, building and renovation industries. So when that's specifically what people are looking for and they want to have those face-to-face conversations without necessarily having the pressure of walking into a showroom, that's the environment that we provide.
It's great. Fantastic. Do you expect many people through there? What sort of numbers do you get through on the weekend?
Oh, tens of thousands. So, anywhere for Melbourne between sort of that 20 and 30,000 is the average. And again, around the country, differs, but you're looking into the tens of thousands of visitors.
That's amazing. And again, obviously, it's at the Jeff Shed, as they're colloquially known, or at the Melbourne Exhibition Building. So they've got plenty of parking and stuff on hand, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really fantastic venue. The fact that it's a premium location and all weather means, especially for Melbourne. I'm from Queensland, so most of the time it's either just sunny or rainy. But I know in Melbourne you can get all sorts of seasons in one day. But at that venue, it just means rain, hail, or shine. You can come along. There's parking at the convention centre itself. There's parking at the DFO nearby at South Wharf, also at the Crown Precinct. And in addition to that, the public transport in Melbourne is really easy. So there's trams along Clarendon Street and Spencer Street, and it's actually within walking distance from Southern Cross Station as well.
Yeah. So on that, with some other quickfire questions for details, I suppose. So it's on this weekend. So what dates and times can we expect?
Yeah, so on this weekend from Friday the 17th to Sunday the 19th of
Yep.
April, the show's open from 10 till 6 p.m. each day. And the tickets are free, so you can just go on and register via the Home Show website to get your QR code to enter. The QR code's also really handy if you are looking at entering any of the show prizes, because that's the way you can enter those competitions. And we've got quite a few happening at this event that are exciting, as well as one of our major prizes for this year running across all of our events, which is a micro home worth $70,000. So make sure you register before you come along, because it saves you a little bit of time in the line. Like, you can register on the day, but it just takes you a little bit longer to download and do all of those details and have it emailed to you. But yeah, as I said, if you visit the Home Show website, you can grab that link and just get your tickets.
I did it this morning. Actually, it took me all of about 2 minutes to register Colin and myself. So
Yeah.
advocates for how quick it is. And I downloaded the QR code, and there it was, all these magic prizes. I saw the little backyard pod. Looks amazing. So I'll put it in
Yeah.
my backyard, I reckon, Cole. So we'll see how we go.
That's such a fantastic prize from Elsewhere Pods, and we'll have Matt, who is from that business, speaking across the weekend about sustainability and small home building and the ideas that are coming forward. So if you are there on that day to have a look at his talk, it's a fantastic one.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
awesome. Really love that. What can prospective home buyers, or homeowners expect sort of on the day? Like, how does the day sort of flow?
So we have a really wide range of categories, as I said, so long as it's businesses, products, or services that match the home building, renovation, or improvement industry, they do come along to the show. So that can be quite different from if you are, even a renter looking to improve a space, whether you're looking to build your new home or buy your first home. There are different products and services that match what that particular person is looking for. So the first point of advice is always to jump onto our website first and have a look at our exhibitor listings, because then you can really start to hone in if there is a specific, like if you're building and you really want to look at window and door options, or if you are a renter with a small outdoor space and you're looking for inspiration on how you can make that more workable. When you go and have a look at that exhibitor list, you can run through and start to get an idea of who it is that you would like to visit. And similarly, from there, you can also look at the floor plan layout for the show to plan your visit a little bit more, if there are particular exhibitors or feature areas that you would like to go to find out more information. The other thing that's worth having a think about is if you, depending on what part of the journey that you're on, like if you're at the place where you do have plans and specs, and you really want to have a meaningful conversation about how that particular business might be able to help you in your project, bring those plans along, because there are lots of businesses that are there ready on the day to quote, have really intense conversations, give meaningful information, because the idea is we bring all of this together so that our hope is people can walk away having either got all of the information that they need, or even made that decision and decided to move forward with that particular person.
Yeah,
Cool.
great.
That's a good tip. Wouldn't have thought of that. That's that's very helpful. Bring your plans and your specs for whatever the item, I guess the product or service is you're sort of looking for. There's bound to be
Yep.
someone there to talk about it. Like you, Daz, you said you bought a spa. Like I mean, there's people there ready to roll. So I guess just leaning a little bit more into our space, is there anything specifically that might be of interest to people who are perhaps not necessarily already in the home, but people who are looking to build in due course, whether it's soon or whether it's a year or two away?
Absolutely. So we do have builders and developers who offer great advice,
Yeah.
building brokers. Then we've got products like windows and door supplies, solar and energy solutions, and I think that's really important in Melbourne given the changes that are coming into the energy space. So to know how to sort of future proof your home, home automation is huge at the moment, and people understanding to incorporate that into the plans early rather than leaving that for an afterthought and then hoping that oh, it would have been really great if the home could do these sorts of bits and pieces, whereas when you're thinking at that conceptual stage, you have the ability to build all of that in. Then you've got things like soft furnishings and blinds and shutters, kitchen design, laundry design, outdoor living, which is also huge. I mean, in this show in particular, we've got a large offering for outdoors with some really cool designs. Like the newest thing is the barbecue pods that are coming out that you can just drop straight into your backyard to have like a whole outdoor barbecue area. Have you guys seen them?
They're like a
No.
little box you almost open up and
It's a little box, and it like the front
Wow.
opens up, and when it opens up, it's LED lit up. It's got a barbecue, a fridge, a TV, a sound system, like everything there to open, use that, and then as soon as you're not using it, you can pop it straight away again just by putting the door down. So we'll have some of that on display.
Right,
But
your
I
alley.
think
Well, honestly, as soon as you said that, in my head, I was thinking, I'm legit going to go and look at that. I
Yeah.
was thinking, should I be bringing the boss along as well? Because just
You
going to
might
be
need
Darren and
Tracy
I don't
there.
want
myself.
to ask permission or beg forgiveness later. So
That's
Yeah,
right.
either or. I'm probably, I just senior management is what I refer to her as in this house, and my 14-year-old daughter is her 2IC, and then
IC.
there's a cat or two, and then I think I sit under that is what my last count is. But I think that we're going along to have a chat for talk about Home Building Hub and help people, but legitimately to go along and see all those things is going to be pretty cool because it's planning for your house, whether you're going to build or already have a house in place, but it's also, I think, getting some inspiration coming from that. There's so many things that are going to be there to look at. Yeah.
And that opportunity to speak to an expert at that conceptual stage
Hmm.
with no obligation. Like for us, that education piece, and as you guys know, you're going to be on our speaker stage to share that insight and industry knowledge with visitors. Like that speaker stage is full all weekend of various talks where our visitors just get the opportunity to hear that information from an industry leader and an expert, just so that they can start to incorporate that thinking into their project. I don't think that there's anywhere else where you can wander along, and if it is, how to have a sustainable and energy efficient home, to have multiple conversations with different businesses across a day or 2 days to then take that research back into your project, as opposed to either having to make appointments and pay for that or try and do your own research online, which there's a lot of great information, but it can be a bit of a black hole and a deep dive, and you're not sure what you're pulling out. So for us to provide that opportunity for people to go in and have those face-to-face conversations, that's the point of difference that we're really proud of.
It's great. I saw even a local. Well, I'm in Ballarat, and I saw one of the locals, Ash Whittington from Oasis, is talking, and they 3D print homes at the moment, and they're building one just around the corner from where I live here, and it's really quite interesting watching that happen. So it'd be great to see him get up and talk about that as well, and the process of 3D printing, and that's I guess that, some of the future of homes, where that sort of ends, I don't know, but it's certainly pretty cool to watch it happen. Like, and it's literally, 2 minutes from my house to go around and check it out. So it'd be nice to hear Ash talk about that as well, which would be great.
That's great. Some good speakers there, and then a couple on this podcast right now, just making up the numbers. I reckon, Darren. We'll
Yeah,
ramble on a little bit, hey? Yeah,
filling a void, mate. Filling a void. It's
yeah.
good. No, it's very exciting. Very exciting. Tell us about some of the great deals. Obviously, I know when I went, one of the great things was getting a really good special on our spa, as I mentioned, which was fantastic. But even prizes. What can you share with us around that side?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, we do have the show prizes that have been promoted across our website and our socials that you can enter. But then, yes, absolutely, there are exclusive show offers which you can view online. There's also a lot of specials that are run on the day. We have exhibitors that offer bonus upgrades or inclusions for people that they meet at the show. And as I mentioned, it's the obligation free consultation. So coming along and being able to talk in what can be a competitive environment. I mean, the golden rule is to get 3 quotes on anything that you're doing. A lot of the times you can come to the home show and have 3 conversations with 3 separate businesses offering the same product or service, and that gives you enough information to make your decision.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, fantastic. A couple of tips you've already given, bringing your own specs and stuff, if you've got something in mind. Is there anything else you could share in terms of, I guess, planning for it, or some tips and tricks? What days,
Yeah,
probably a bit
I think
quieter or
foot
things like
traffic.
that?
Yeah, so for those people with plans and specifications, early in the day on Friday is a great day to go along. We find that that's the time where we have a lot of invested people ready to have the conversations on site and commit. So if you want a little bit longer and a little bit less in terms of foot traffic, Friday or later in the afternoon are good times to go along. Um, as I mentioned, checking check the exhibitor listings before you go so that you can see who it is that you want to speak to and know where they're located to find your way to them easily. Um, Having a look at that speaker schedule so that they can see what day and time you guys are on, and all of our other good speakers as well, so that if there is information that relates to your interests or your particular project, you know what day and what time you're going. And with that, it's probably worth noting that once you register for a ticket, you can use that same ticket on multiple days as well. So if you come on
Yeah, cool.
Friday and find that you didn't get around to everybody that you wanted to talk to, or you saw that there was a talk on Saturday that you wanted to come back for, you can use that same ticket to re enter. You don't need to re register for different dates. Um, and then I think taking notes or photos is also my little key tip, whether that's something that you write down or keep notes in your phone. Often on the day, it's like, oh, I've had all of these really good conversations. And then you go home and it's hard to remember, oh, but, what was the business name or who was the person that I spoke to that I had a really good connection with. Our exhibitor listings do stay live for the 6 months following the show, so you can at any point refer back to the website to find who you've spoken to. But I just think as you're going through, if there's businesses and people and products that you like, just make those notes, take photos of it, and then that will make life easier when you're reviewing that over the next couple of days post show.
Yeah,
Very
fantastic.
cool. Thank you. Good.
I guess, Cole, we're we're pretty blessed to be able to jump on the stage on Sunday. If anyone's down at the show, we're going to be there at 2 p.m. Between 2 and 3, and we're going to be rambling on a little bit. No, hopefully not rambling on at all, but we'll be hopefully there educating anyone who's willing to have a listen about the Help to Buy scheme, and we're really excited about the Help to Buy scheme. I think it's something that the government's introduced recently that buyers aren't really aware of, and we want to really bring that to the forefront because there is such an opportunity for people to use the scheme. You may not have the bank of mum and dad backing you up, but you've got the government who can help out and jump in and almost act a bit like the bank of mum and dad and help you along in getting into a new home. And it's particularly targeted at first home buyers, but those who have been out of the property market for at least 10 years. So it's not for investors, definitely for owner occupiers. But we'll share a lot of information about that, really aiming to create as much awareness about that scheme on the weekend, and I think there'll be some great value for anyone who's along on Sunday and able to have a listen. So we're excited for Colin and I. It's the first time we've this is what do we say, Colin, episode 132 for us. And
Yeah.
this will be the first time we've actually recorded sitting next to each other. So, other than we're always on a screen like this, so it's going to be really exciting. Bit of a different feel for us, and really excited by that opportunity, Regan. And we'd love to thank the home show and Billy, who helped organise this for us. He's been fantastic. So thanks, Billy. And we're super excited to be there on the weekend, and look forward to meeting anyone who's coming along. There it is,
Very
Cole.
much so. It's great. Good close, Darren. Well done. Autographs will be at 2:45. No problem. So we'll be ready to roll, Darren.
Yeah.
Get you a
If
table set
someone
up and
shows
off you
up, I
go.
feel sorry for an autograph, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. You'd be better getting Regan's one, I think, than ours.
Absolutely.
Cool. Awesome. Anything else to add to finish it off there, Regan?
No, just thanks for having us on, guys. And we're really looking forward to the weekend. It's all gearing up for a great show. And looking forward to seeing it all happen.
Yep. Great. Thank you. Appreciate your time. And everyone who's watching or listening, appreciate your time as well. Please do, take the time this weekend to jump out there if you're in Melbourne, and keep an eye out for the ones that are going into all the other states as well, because it's going to have lots of value for you. So if you like what you're hearing, as always, please jump on and leave us a 5-star review on the platform you're on. We'd appreciate that. If you've got any questions, you can send us an email. And if you're interested in getting some resources, learning a bit more about building a home, jump on to school.skool.com and type in Home Building Hub and join us there. There is a bucket load of information there, from templates and tips and tricks and guides and whatever you need. All objective, not selling you anything. It's just information that you can take it and use it as you need. So thanks again, Regan. Thanks, Daz. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Great. See you on the weekend.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening to the Home Building Hub. As part of the podcast, we have to be a little careful to cover ourselves on a legal standpoint. So we do have a disclaimer. Whilst we're all about providing value to you, this podcast should not be considered legal or financial advice. It does contain general information only, and you should seek out independent professional advice on your own personal situation before you make any legal or financial decisions.
1,